Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you guys see in the title, it is Play It Again Sports Day. We are going to take some stuff to Play It Again Sports. So this is going to be like the second or third time I've been there. It's about an hour-and-a-half drive. I do have some errands I have to run in the area, so I figured, this will be my trip to Play It Again Sports for this year. And I know I had a couple things saved. I did contact them and ask them if they are buying anything currently, and asked them about golf clubs. So I had a couple golf clubs I had listed online. I did want to see if they would be interested in purchasing them. That red golf club I'm going to still sell online. It's actually a very, very expensive model. I just had to find a box for it. And I was kind of going through the other golf clubs that I had that I was thinking about trading in as well. But I think I'm going to end up keeping these. I have about 5 or 6 I'm going to end up trying to trade. I did also contact them about golf balls. So you guys have been following the channel for a while. There's something called, oh, there I dropped a couple. There's something called Pro V1. So you'll see on this ball, it says Pro V1X. Pro V1X. There should be a couple in here that say Pro V1. This one says Pro V1. These are more sought after golf balls. This whole box right here is actually filled with them. This one's Pro V1 392. But when I called them, it seemed to be like they really didn't care too much about the difference in golf ball. I was like, yeah, well, I have some Pro V1s. Would you be interested in that? A couple of years back, I did try trading in a bunch of golf balls, and they were actually separating them. So it seems like it's not golf season just yet, so they weren't too interested in buying it. But we're going to head out there. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm bringing. Okay, so this is the stuff that I'm bringing. I am bringing a variety of items. I'm not bringing any baseball stuff. And I'm not going to bring golf balls, or I don't think they're interested in buying basketballs. I also have a couple ice hockey skates, but ice hockey skates are pretty hard when you're not actually around one of these Play It Again Sports, or you're not buying retail. They're kind of hard in this area to find decent ice hockey adult skates at a yard sale or at a flea market, and especially at auction. I don't remember the last time I went to an auction they had hockey skates from the last 15, 20 years. They're all really old ones, or the ones you might get at a place where you go ice skating and you rent a pair of skates. So I end up keeping my ice hockey skates just in case I have people over. It's always great to have those. But I am bringing golf clubs. Now, one thing with the golf clubs are they say they want only name brand golf clubs. They're not really looking for, as I call them, thrift store golf clubs. They want the Cleveland. That's what I think this is. Yeah, it's a Cleveland high bore. Ping, Callaway, Nike, Titleist, Bridgestone, King Cobra. Those are brands that they're really interested in buying. I think I have a Nike here. All these golf clubs, when I purchased them originally, I either bought them in lots or I thought they'd sell online, and they ended up not selling online, or they're too much a pain to ship, and shipping would cost too much to make it kind of worth my while. So I decided to make up a lot. I was going to bring them to the flea market, but I know they're only going to give me $1 at the flea market a piece. So I'm going to see what they're going to give me for that. I have some plates as well. According to when I talked to them on the phone, I don't know if they'll take it because there's a lot of rust on some of these. According to when I talked to them on the phone, they don't want the ones with the sand or the clay. They only want the metal ones. And then I have a pair of skis. So I purchased these skis at a rummage sale for 20 bucks, probably about 4 years ago. This year's model of these skis on eBay used is anywhere between like $300 to $600. So they are a very, very good brand. They said I had to do something with the binding. If you're trying to sell them at Play It Again Sports, they'd have to test it through their binding process. So we'll see if they take those, and they'll take the golf clubs and the plates, and probably do a little bit of a showroom of the place itself, and let's see what we get. I didn't know you can bring sports jerseys. Oregon. It's kind of cool. Oh, this is a good one. 140 bucks for a used baseball glove. Crazy, ain't it? Hard hide, $100. Used. If you ever need used hockey gear, get a bunch of that. $250. Some of it's not as expensive. This is $170, so they range. It's $200. $130. So I brought in the driver one of this one. Hockey stocks. Can even bring in basketball sneakers. Can bring in a lot of stuff. They don't want to use batting helmets. That's one thing. And I was looking at the batting helmets because I got a couple of those. Catcher's masks are a little different. $20. Some still even have names on them.
And then the skis is the binding.
Yeah, the binding. Yes, that's something I don't even know anything about. Alright, so it's kind of loud out here, but this is kind of what they want to accept. Got 3 clubs, these 2 weights, and then my skis as well. They want to accept them because of the binding. There's a binding issue where they can't like adjust it to, I mean, these are like $400 skis, $200, $400 skis. It's wild to me, but that's like some safety kind of issue. So I'll do a little recap at home, what kind of happened. But alrighty, so I made it back home. Now this is the stuff they wouldn't buy. Kind of just do a recap here. I would like to say though that they were really helpful in they're very professional in the way that they kind of do business in the store. And I would kind of recommend, if you guys are interested in any sort of sporting categories and you really need like a quick fix, to check out Play It Again Sports. But in terms of like the selling and my personal opinion with it, I've been to Play It Again Sports from a variety of places. I mean, I've been to ones in Richmond, Charlottesville, Virginia, ones in Pennsylvania. I've been all over. I probably sold things to Play It Again Sports maybe 5 or 6 times, so I definitely had my experience with selling to them. The one thing I've definitely come to conclude is that there's no consistency in what they buy. So when you go there, you're bringing stuff in, you're like really wondering like, man, what are they really going to give me for my stuff? What's my stuff worth? Ask yourself before you ask that, are they even going to buy my stuff? Because once again, I'm thrown for a loop. These plates, they said they are too rusty. They wouldn't buy it, but the other plates I had were even more rusty. So, or rustier, whatever you like to say. So I was like, well, that doesn't really make sense. So something like this, I'd probably rate it like maybe a 7.5 or 8 on a scale. This one's a little bit more rustier. I would say maybe like a 6. Now, the plates that they had there, they had some plates that were in pretty rough condition. Like I'd rate like a 3 or 4 out of a possible 10. So I was curious, like, why did they buy someone else's plates but they wouldn't buy mine? That doesn't really make sense if there's not really a consistent baseline, I guess you can say, in the quality of product that they purchase. Another thing that I was kind of confused is like golf clubs. Like I saw some golf clubs there that were, as we like to say, thrift store golf clubs. Really off-brand. They're not even the low-end stuff. They're just off-brand golf clubs. And they're asking 15, 20 bucks for it. Now, why would they buy those golf clubs, but they wouldn't buy my TaylorMades? TaylorMade in Cleveland. Cleveland's known for making a lot of wedges. Professional golfers use TaylorMade golf clubs, and professional golfers also use Cleveland golf clubs. The golf clubs that they had there, for the most part, I would say like 50 to 60% of them weren't even name brands. So why'd they buy half of mine, but they wouldn't buy these? So that kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. And I don't know. It just seemed off that they would not buy. Like, there's nothing wrong with these. These grips are immaculate. They're in good shape. I mean, if I played against sports, I'd probably sell these for at least 10 or 15 bucks, if not 20 or 25. I don't know. If you're going to sell off-brand golf clubs, I figured you'd probably want some TaylorMade burners or some Cleveland wedges. So that kind of threw me for a loop. And what kind of really threw me for a loop at the end, which kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, was they asked me, do you want this stuff back or do you want to donate it? So then I thought to myself, well, I guess I could sell it at the flea market, but I don't really want it back because I'm only going to sell this stuff for like the golf clubs $1 or $2 each. But if they have all these off-brand golf clubs, either they're buying stuff with no baseline on quality, or the people that are donating stuff, they're just selling it. So these golf clubs and these other items that they had, are these something that somebody else donated for free essentially because they couldn't get any money? Or are they just buying whatever from whomever, maybe inside source, and they're really not being very honest or consistent with their purchase process? So that kind of upset me in a way. I think their pricing as well, if you're trying to, they told me at the end that they try to sell it for 40 to 60% of the new value, and they give you about 25% of what they're trying to sell it for. So they're selling baseball gloves that you can buy brand new on eBay for $140. You might be able to buy it from the site for $200, but at Play It Again Sports, they're trying to sell those same baseball gloves for $140 or $150 used. So you can pretty much just buy it new online at a good site for less than you'd pay for it used. So that kind of really left a bad taste in my mouth. I mean, Play It Again Sports has been around for a while. One thing you'll definitely see is that it's really dying off as a business, and I think their whole pricing strategy and their whole buying strategy, as well as having no baseline, has really been detrimental towards the future of Play It Again Sports and why a lot of these stores end up closing around the United States. So unfortunate in a way, I ended up making $45. I sold about 120 pounds in weights and I think 4 or 5 golf clubs. So it wasn't really much. It is what it is, I guess you can say. And yeah, that was my experience today with selling at Play It Again Sports. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys saw what it was kind of like. And if you guys are interested in checking out one, check it out. Give it a shot. And if you have a bunch of stuff in your house you want to get rid of, maybe don't buy it. Hopefully you guys enjoy. If you did, smack the like button. Subscribe down below for more treasure hunts. And until next time, have a great day. Keep living the dream. Peace.